Okay, I think it worked. So this might be my first walking vlog. I don't know, sometime when I walk, I get these inspirations to share, and I thought, yeah, I would share it, see what happens. So recently, one of the thoughts that sort of crossed my mind was some understanding about learning. So for those of you who are close to me or have worked with me, know that I am obsessed with learning. I love to learn. There was this rule that we followed in our team, and we called it every morning start with learning, where as a team we invested in a lot of learning materials, a lot of learning resources. The team members were inspired to learn first thing in the morning as they start the day. And the philosophy behind it was that learning is almost like dancing. So if you know how to dance, you show off your skills every opportunity you get, because you don't always get a lot of opportunities. So our philosophy was, if we can teach people to learn and learn relevant things, then they will utilize those skills as they go about their day trying to solve different problems. So one of the small guideline that we had was that that you should always learn something that you're using right now, or something about the challenge that you're trying to fix right now. So learning has been a massive part of my life constantly. And it's interesting these days, sometimes um, I take time off from learning. It's almost like unlearning or spending some time where I don't learn. I sort of just pause and reflect. And as I was thinking about learning itself, I came up with this thought about another concept or an idea that is infinitely more valuable than learning itself. So, as we learn, we are essentially capturing information. So, we are getting information, and there's so many information out there that it's almost like drinking from a fire hose. You're always getting things coming your way, and you can't really process what you're learning. So, I found, and I sort of started to believe recently, that the ability to implement what you learn is way more valuable. The infinite amount of results that you get from that process than just the learning itself. And why is that, you might say? Because we actually forget most of what we learn. So I'll give you one example. So recently I was reading a book by Dr. John Maxwell, and it's called 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And the interesting fact is, if you read a book like that, there's a lot of things on the internet, like 21 this, or 15 that, or 5 this, or 10 that. And do we actually remember all these lists? Not always. So the thing that I did was I listened through the whole book, and I tried to identify one specific aspect he was talking about that resonated with me. And I decided, okay, I asked myself this question: how can I implement this in my day? Or how can I implement this in my work routine, or in my personal life, relationship life, and so forth? And I remembered only just about one quote that really is stuck with me. And he said that before you ask for people's hand, you must touch their heart. And how interesting is that? Like, we often don't think about what value we added before we ask for something. That was a good realization. So, as I try to remember that, I sort of made a note of that, and I asked myself, which part of my day or which part of my conversation or relationship I can implement this one thing about leadership, where I give first before I ask. And yeah, I found that if we can just implement one small part of what we learned, then that one part, because you're doing it regularly, sort of stimulates your brain, reminds you the other relevant parts that you read or listened to from this video. So yeah, the new philosophy that I sort of am practicing is that learn less, remember, and do more. So that means that I'm being a lot more selective about what I end up learning. And then stuff that I do end up learning, I would sort of save or trying to retain through either a list or some kind of reminders or by creating a question. I'll give you another example. So recently, I was listening to another guy. His name is, I forgot the name. Anyhow, he was talking about morning habits and various habits that can help you. And one thing he said was, oh, now I lost my chain of thought. That little dog there. Um, I think it was okay. Ah, yeah, here it was. So he said how that it's called. He said that how can I over deliver? And I absolutely love questions. And if you know me closely, you know that I tend to believe questions are answers of life. So I I actually wrote down that question in a list where I sort of revisit a bunch of questions that I think is valuable to remember throughout the day, or throughout your work day, or personal life. So I started asking myself at the beginning of my execution every day, who can I over deliver to today? And look, this is interesting because you can even over deliver to your enemies. Isn't that amazing? We can always over deliver. We can deliver more than people expect of us. And if this is something that brings us joy, then my question is, why not? So yeah, so hopefully that is a bit of a muse, really. I don't know whether it's helpful for you or not, but I just wanted to try this thing out where I get in a little video while I'm sort of walking through one of my favorite part of the day. I'm actually really happy today because I finished to ride at 5, and I actually got on the car to catch the sun before it goes down completely. So really excited, and it's a beautiful part of the park that I sort of come to for a walk, um, for reflection and a little bit of walk and catching a bit of sun. It's just amazing. Hopefully that helps or gives you something to think. I would love to hear some response if any of you get to hear this. I actually don't jump onto this YouTube channel at all, or haven't for at least a year. But the idea of being able to record something while I'm walking excites me. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Hope you guys enjoy this. Speak to you soon. Bye.